What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to Expression Culture here with me, Gareth, the Honda Guru. Today we're going to be doing something I've wanted to do for a very long time. We're going to upgrade the front brakes on the CRZ. Now, when I say upgraded, it's not going to be like just a normal disc and pad, like a performance disc and pad. This is actually going to be completely new calipers, new discs, new pads, and we're actually going up inside. We're going big boy. Kind of big boy anyway. Oh, sorry about that. We had everyone and their fucking right horse come round the corner there. So what that is we're going to replace the front calipers with calipers off a EP3 Civic Type R, and also matching discs and pads. Now that upgrades the calipers to a 300mm disc. I'm doing this for two reasons. Obviously, one, it'll look better behind the wheel. Two, hopefully it'll give me a bit more positive brakes. Not that this car's very heavy anyway, so it should make a fairly big difference actually. And the other reason is eventually, obviously this car is a forever car for me, and I would like to put the spoon calipers on the front, which they're the typically anodized blue calipers. I probably won't keep them that colour, which I'm sure the fanboys will really hate me for, but oh well. People hate me anyway. Anyway, that's the plan in the long hold. So I've not gone with brand new calipers like I did on the rear of the CRZ, because this isn't a forever thing. So I've bought reconditioned EP3 Civic Type R calipers from Brake Caliper Solutions, if I remember correctly. Danny at Dyna Days sent me their way. Lovely people. Her name's Sarah. She was very helpful. Got them turned around really quickly. They've turned up in a silver. Sadly, it's like the kind of OEM like silver, which obviously they're usually a bare metal. But it kind of symbolises that anyway. For the quick turnaround, I said I'll paint them myself. She is taking in my original calipers and carrier as a trade-in, so I get 100 quid off. Not going to use them again, so why not? And I've bought Omnicraft discs and pads, EP3 OEM fitment, through my work. Thought I'd give them a go. I've got Omnicraft discs on the front of my Jazz and they handle quite well, although they're paired with blueprint pads. I've got all stainless steel new fittings, new hardware, new shims, new everything. Obviously recently I just had the brake fluid replaced and the clutch fluid replaced with Castrol brake fluid, so everything's now fresh. And that was the point. I wanted it all be fresh and not pump through old fluid into a new reconditioned caliper. Let's have a look and see what I've got. I will be painting these calipers first black to match the rest of the brakes on my car. What have we got here? Genuine Honda Nissan calipers, carriers for the front. There's the other one there. So these have been reconditioned and rebuilt. I've got, whoops, that's some old compound, new stainless steel banjo bolts and copper washers, new hardware, Omnicraft discs. These are massive compared to the old ones. There you go. New 300mm discs, and then matching pads, as you can see on the Civic S2000. Here's your part number if you want to buy it, and also your part number there as well. Obviously I've got these through my work Ford, but yeah, so these now need painting, which I'm going to do now and let them cure in a bit of sun before putting them on the car. Obviously I'm going to disassemble them and mask everything up, and we're going to do that now. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slightly dismantle the calipers and carrier, mask up everything that I don't want paint on, such as the pistons and the boots and everything like that. And then, hello phone, and then I'm going to get all that painted. I'm going to sand it all back and make sure it's all nice and prime. I would use anti-rust primer, and then a gloss black high temp brake caliper paint, and then a high temp clear coat lacquer. I won't film the process because that's rather boring. I just think everyone knows how to paint, whether they know how to paint properly. Obviously I've got to do it outside. I don't have a booth or anything like that, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get them paint already prepped, painted. Leave them to sort of somewhat bake in the sun, because we've got a little bit of sunlight out today, even though it's cold. Excuse my wife in the other room making loads of noise. Yeah, so I'm going to do that now. Like I said, I'm not going to paint that process. Not going to paint that process. Not going to record that process. And then I'll get back to you once I'm actually starting to disassemble the front brakes on the CRZ. Catch you in a moment. Right, what's up boys and girls? Me again. First of all, I've just started disassembling the carriers and calipers. Not fucking happy, putting it bluntly. I've got second-hand used sliders and bolts. First of all, that's a big no-no for me. If you're reconditioning everything, you should replace the hardware. It looks like the only thing they replace is the pistons and the gators and stuff. So yeah, I've got second-hand or used sliders and everything, full of corrosion. They don't match. They're not the same. And I'll show you in a second. Also, the bolts they've supplied are the wrong length, so they won't fully do up. They're cross-threaded. They're the wrong thread pitch. And they're full of rust. I have messaged them. I'm not fucking happy. And I've had to order a rebuild kit for the sliders and the new hardware from a reputable company. Right. There's the size of that one. There's the size of that one. Completely different material. I mean, that's just poor. Absolutely poor. And the bolts, the state of them. Yeah, I don't know if you can quite make it out, but they've been wound in, and like they've just like put them in a sandblaster on the ends of them and use second-hand bolts. Like, look at that one. Look at the state of that. This isn't like a backstreet garage. This is a business. The state of that thread. Shocking. Not a single one of them match. Just absolutely shocking. These are the same, but again, look, they're second hand, and the boots are about as bloody rock hard as anything. There's no flex in that at all, and also they don't compress properly and come back out again. It's still not come back out. It's crap. Absolute fucking crap. I hope to dear God they've done the pistons right. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not happy one bit. I fucking hope the pistons are alright. Well, I know these were quite reasonably priced, but I'm sorry, that doesn't excuse what you've just seen. That's disgusting. Like I said, I have messaged the company. Obviously they haven't replied because it's the weekend, which I fully appreciate. Hopefully they'll do the honourable thing and actually refund me for the price I've just paid for new hardware, because this is disgusting. Not happy at all. Bear in mind, I think it comes with a warranty. I could just send them back, but it's not worth it because they probably won't pay for the shipping. Yeah. Well, I'm going to at least get these painted. I can get that done. And I'm going to now have to wait for the new slider rebuild kit and hardware kit to arrive, which is stainless steel, so rather than media blasted or whatever it is, sandblasted, used bolts. Not happy. Well, sorry, it's a bit dark, I know. I've got some good news. I had to buy another slider and bolt kit for these calipers. Oh god, sorry, I've got hiccups. For these calipers, obviously at my own cost. I have messaged the company, but it's been 3 days now and I haven't heard anything from them. Obviously one day was non-trading, it was a Sunday, but yeah, I messaged them on the Saturday. It's now Tuesday evening. Still haven't heard anything, so had to go buy my own ones. Like I said, I haven't told them this, but yeah, I've got some new ones, all brand new, and that should make them better. When I was yesterday evening, I was cleaning them up ready in preparation, and the actual slider pins, even though they've greased them, weren't moving freely, so they're not fit for purpose. I'm really disappointed with them. And I spoke to Danny Days because he recommended me to him. Yeah, what can I do? But yeah, he sort of suggested that they likely won't refund me. They would have just took them back and sorted them out, but it's just more time wasted. Like at the end of the day, if I ask them whether they come with sliders and stuff, and the reply back I get is sorted, it should be fit for purpose. Anyway, let's show you what I've got. So here we go. 2 new kits, 1 for each side. New sliders, new bolts with Loctite on them, new gaiters, new grease, I-vtec ones. These are from a company. Hold on, I want to find out what they're called. I've actually used them quite a few times for like brake bits. I've got my stainless steel banjo bolts, I've got my shims and fitting kits for these. I've bought stuff from them before, they're really good actually. Next day delivery, so obviously these were dispatched Monday. Brakes Int, as in Brakes International, on eBay. Yeah, I'm really happy with them. They sorted me out. That's the list in there. Breakall, yeah, I don't know if you can see that. 15.95. Can't complain. So I'm just going to build them up now. I'm not going to record that because one, the camera's low on battery, and two, this poor lighting at the moment. It's after work. Just come home from work, working the long hours that I do, and yeah, we'll get them ready. What's up? All white out. Right. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit under the weather. I've just had my flu jab for the year. Right, so I've just cleaned up the discs, the new Omnicraft 300mm EP3 brakes. So the good thing is we're going from a 262 diameter disc to a 300mm disc. I've just cleaned up all the oil that's left in the packaging and everything to keep them from rusting off with brake cleaner. Sorry about the wind. I'm now going to put a bit of paint and primer around the bells and maybe lightly around the edges, just to give it a much better appearance and so they don't rust. These EP3 FN2 ST1000 discs, cool, BSA. They don't quite go right up to the bell of the disc, so there's actually, if you don't paint them, there's actually an area that rusts as well as the bell, which I'll show you now. So there's the discs ready. Now if you can see this groove here, that groove won't be touched by the actual pad, so if you don't paint that, that'll rust, as well as obviously the bell. So I'm not going to do anything neat, because when you brake, the first time you sort of brake, it will take off any excess paint. But yeah, you can see the Omnicraft logo in there. That's the part number, just there. So yeah, we'll quickly do that. Put some primer on it and some high temp silver. Right, so yesterday I got the discs all painted up. Don't worry too much, I know they don't look as rough, as sort of good as they were, but this whole area will get worn away from the pads. It's all this is the important bit. So this is the calipers all built up, ready with the new hardware. You can see the new shims, everything's greased up. I'll put the pads in, they're ready to go. Obviously, like I said, new banjo bolts and copper washers. They're ready to go. We just now need to disassemble the car's braking system and fit those. Cool. Right, boys and girls. There is a bit of a breeze. This is winter. I can't do nothing about it. Right, I'm already out of breath because I'm fat, obviously. And yeah, I'm still getting over having that flu jab yesterday, so I'm a bit under the weather. So I've just jacked the car up. Yes, alright, I'm not using extra stands, I know I always say that, but it's my own risk and I trust my equipment. All the wheels are chucked up anyway on the other side, so I can't roll anywhere. So I'll show you what it looks like now. I do hate looking under this car. It's the only problem with it is it spent most of its life, it was first registered up in Scotland, and I think the previous owner, or the first owner, because it's only had, I'm the third owner of it, I don't think they ever washed it very much, particularly the underside of it, because it's got sort of like salt contamination and rust everywhere, what you wouldn't expect on a car of this year. It upsets me every time. But as we're slowly replacing more components on the underside, and I will eventually get it undersealed when I can borrow a ramp or something. Yeah, let's have a look. So, basic brake job, obviously, realistically. We need to take off the 2 retraining screws for the disc itself. Oh god, they're so small, these. We need to take off the caliper to carrier bolt here, which I believe is a 12, one each end. Obviously, as you can see, I have already painted these before in the past, but yeah, they're so corroded. I have replaced these, the disc and pads as well, and I painted these, as I always do with my cars. But yeah, I mean, you can see the corrosion and the old tyre and springs. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like terminal, this car. There's no, it's just on all the suspension components and stuff. It's just, you can see it's had salt and everything on it. So yeah, poor thing. So yeah, like I said, these 12s, I think they're 12s, they might be 10s, it's been a while. And then once the calipers off, there'll be I think it's 2 17s, which is the carrier itself to the hub. Get that out of the way. Disc off. This backing plate has to be removed because, as you can see, that's I don't know who's pried on that. Jesus Christ. It looks like someone's pried on that anyway. Yeah, that backing plate's got to come off because obviously with a bigger disc it's going to contact that. Some people do cut this edge off so it doesn't contact the disc. It's up to you. I mean, you can see there's very little dust there that sort of comes through that side. Most of it will sort of come off through the caliper itself onto the front of the disc and obviously onto the wheel. So as long as you're sort of, you know, cleaning your car fairly regularly, you should be fine. This bracket, from what I'm told, needs to be bent slightly, which shouldn't be a problem, because obviously the caliper is larger. It sits slightly further this way, so you need to pull that, otherwise it will just overstretch it. Yeah, so we're going to get to doing that now. I'm not going to record that process too much. What I'll do is remove everything, and then we will we'll pick the camera up again then, because woo, sorry, I get excited. I live in Duxford. Sounds like a Merlin engine. Can't quite hear it, see it even. So yeah, we need to get all this off. We'll pick the camera up again then, show what it's like, and we'll get this shield off the back. I'm not sure how it's held on. I think it's just held on with screws, but access is from behind the hub, obviously. Cool, we'll get to that now. So everything's off now. Those bolt or screws, like I thought they would be, they're going to be pretty much impossible to get to without taking the hub off, which I'm not fucking doing. So what I've done, as you can probably see, I've given this shield a twat with the hammer all the way around to try and just push it away from the disc. That might be enough. I've just checked the caliper up against here. It doesn't foul or anything. So we're going to try that. Put the disc on now. And I'll make sure the disc isn't going to foul on it. Sun there. Right, it's all on. Obviously got to put the bleed nipple cover back on, but I've got to bleed the brakes yet. So yeah, you have to bend this bracket, otherwise this cable is too tight. So I just got a pry bar in here and pressed against there. You can't really see, sorry guys, sun's on my back now. So I just bent this bracket, hit it a couple of times with a hammer and on the pry bar. The shield is close in places. I don't know if you can see it, mainly here. Again, I just used a pry bar and a handle and a hammer. One negative thing about these Omnicraft discs, they've put the holes in the wrong place. The holes are about here and about here. A slight disadvantage, but again, these are only a cheap option to sort of get myself to this point. I'll probably upgrade to a more performance disc and pad at some point. I just wanted to get the 300mm on, but yeah, obviously I've got to wire them in to take the paint off, but it's all looking good. Let's get the brakes bled and put the wheel back on. Right, there's the passenger side done. Don't look good. Like I was saying, on the other side, you just need to bend this a bit closer. I've bent it a bit too close on this side really, but it'll be fine. Just so you want to take the slack off this here. All looking good. Yeah, like I said, the main disappointing thing is the lack of these being in the right place. Right, get the wheel on. That's all bled. Top the master cylinder back up with Castrol Dot 4 protector series, and then get the car back on the ground. Right, so that's it now, back on the ground. They look incredible. Obviously I've got to drive it and take the paint off the discs. Yeah, definitely a big improvement. The proof now will be in how it drives really. Obviously I've got to bed these in and take off the paint off the discs, off the disc surfaces where the brake pad contacts the disc. Sorry, getting distracted again by the aviation from Duxford Imperial War Museum. I live very close to it, as I keep mentioning in my videos. So I'm going to put my tools away. Well, my wife's going to help me put my tools away. She's very helpful. Then we're going to tidy up, go for a quick initial test drive just to make sure everything's fine, and then once that's done, I might go for a trip just to bed in the brakes, because obviously I don't drive this car in winter. This isn't my daily, this is my toy. Sorry, I'm still feeling a bit under weather from the old flu vaccine. So yeah, I want to have them sort of bedded in before I use the vehicle again, because otherwise that's going to be shit. I will catch you guys and girls once I've gone for a drive, and let you know my thoughts, if there's anything, if there's any big sort of difference in the way it feels. Catch you in a bit. Hello again. Right, I've just got back from a fairly long drive, probably not as long as I wanted. Got hungry. So it's got later on in the day, and I just want to get back and I want to eat and chill for the rest of the day, really. So my thoughts, yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure if they're fully bedded in yet. I've probably put about 30-40 miles on it. I usually like to say about 100 miles really for them to be fully bedded in, but every different manufacturer of pad and disc is completely different. I will say that I felt like these have bedded in fairly quick. So yeah, they may be pretty good. Braking wise, it doesn't feel hugely different, which I'm fine with, because I did this mainly more as of a cosmetic thing, really, to be honest. But they do look better, so that's the main thing. It fills the wheel up more for me, but it still feels positive. Obviously I don't track this car. I may do one day, maybe the odd track day, so then that'll probably be quite helpful for that way, because having smaller discs, obviously you fade quicker. So yeah, it will be positive in that manner. I'm sorry, I just keep looking at them. They look really good. I'm very happy with the way they look. Glad I painted everything, because like I said just before, I was painted the discs, that you have to paint quite a lot of the disc, otherwise it will rust there, because the brake pads are fairly small actually, the brake pads on these. So they don't contact a huge amount of the disc. They probably contact about 70% of the disc, which I'll quickly show you that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, overall it feels the same. I think I may have had a slight bind on the passenger front, not the caliper itself. I think maybe the slider pins were stuck. Not much though. I think there was a little bit of play in them. I just don't think they were returning as well, because instantly the car feels smoother. It's also not pulling as much to the left anymore now. Obviously the roads naturally camber a little bit. But yeah, overall I'm very happy with it. It just looks better. That's the big thing for me. It just looks so much better. Than having tiny little brakes behind it. And the good thing is these are now 300mm up front, 260 I think at the rear. It might be 262 as well. I can't quite remember, but it's the exact same size as the FN2 and the EP3 have front to rear. So you know, we're lighter than the FN2 and the EP3 by about 150 kilos, and yeah, so it should be, in the long haul, it should be a much more positive feel, considering doing braided brake lines next, but that might not be till probably next year. Like I said in my similar videos recently, that I will be slowing down for winter. Obviously I work outside on my cars, so I think it's gonna slow down now as the winter gets worse. The last thing you guys want to hear is a load of wind noise. There may have been a little bit in it today. It's not too bad today, but yeah, not only that, I don't really want to be working on the car in the cold too much, especially in the wet. as much as I know that's, you know, you guys are here for Honda content and that, but I don't want to do it, I'm afraid. So you might have to wait till next spring really before any major content happens on the cars. Yeah, I think that's about it really. There's nothing off the top of my head that is going to happen anytime soon, so yeah, it might start slowing down. By the time this video gets recorded, it'll probably be released in November anyway, so we'll be leading up to Christmas. Obviously Christmas is a time where I start spending more money on my wife rather than my car, so yeah, we'll see what happens. But you know, there might be the odd little thing that I do here and there if I buy it and it's a nicer day and stuff. But yeah, I think that'll sort of wrap it up. Thanks for checking in, thanks for watching the video, hope you made it to the end. If you did, put a message, just made it to the end, why not, in the comments. Shout out again to Michael, Type R Tweaks. I love his content. He's a lovely guy, really is a lovely guy, really supportive, really friendly. Like I said in previous videos, he just sends me audio messages, just randomly, just checking in on me, make sure I'm alright, because I do suffer with borderline personality disorder, a bit of depression. Obviously my usual, my sponsor Danny at Dyna Days Performance Parts. I think I've actually been giving out the address wrong in the last couple of videos. I think it's actually dynadaysperformanceparts.com rather than .co.uk, or I might have got it wrong in this one. Either way, if you don't end up going there, just put it in Google, Dyna Days Performance Parts. Yeah, you know, he'll hit you up with great deals on all stuff for Hondas, Mitsubishis. Obviously that's the stuff they specialise in, but they also have other cars on their website, so just check it, go in there. If there's something you want and it's not on the website, just hit him up, he'll see what he can do for you. He's always happy to help people out. He's, you know, it's a small business at the end of the day, so he looks after his customers, and he likes to, also we all like to see repeat customers, but he's a lovely bloke. And if you need any mechanical work doing, even if you're not in that area, Richard is an incredibly talented man. He knows exactly what he's doing, full of knowledge, absolutely full of knowledge. As I've said in previous videos, he does actually mind boggle me sometimes, and I'm obviously a technician with Honda Master Tech experience, so you know, even the things he comes out with just my head sometimes. But yeah, they're so cheap. You get so much from there. They're like a third of what we sort of charge, you know, the average sort of garage around here in Cambridgeshire, and I would say you're getting a much better experience and someone that will actually look after your car rather than just put it through the workshop and do the bare minimum you ask them to do. So boys and girls, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and all that jazz, as Danny would say, and I will see you on the next video. Hopefully some more this year, but like I said, it is slowing to slow down. If not, it'll be next year. I'm sure I might post something up around Christmas or New Year, but thank you, see you again soon, bye bye.